Greetings, Minecrafters! Nonsanity here, and welcome to another episode of All the Mods 10 to the Skies. Alright. I've been doing some planning and a little bit of building. Not here, obviously. And I've laid out a number of project chests. But first, this is something I didn't bother to put in the chest, because it's got some live bees in it. I mentioned how to get the bees, growing a tree next to some flowers, and you get plenty of nests in the actual trunk of the tree with bees, and then eventually you can get one that actually has a hive. And you get some bees, but it's the hive you really need. So here I put some, and most of these bees I just bought from the marketplace because you can get their eggs. But I had to get the hive with a couple bees in it to start getting a little bit of the honey and combs so I can make the advanced beehive and then the oak expansion box to put on top of it. I also then made the simulator, which is not hard to make. Again, just needed some honey and a comb. Put those two together. I put two feeding slabs here together. Stuck some flowers on there. I've got a drawer full of bottles, and it pipes out the bottom of the nest into the two drawers on either side. So we have the combs and the honey, and there's quite a bit of both because this has been running for a few days. I got ready to record again. Ignore the shape. All right. One of the other mods I need to start getting into, because there's some things I want to do in it, things I need to do in it soon, is industrial foregoing. And you start industrial foregoing the same way every time, making plastic. So we need fluid extractor. Now I've got here a drawer with acacia logs, which I made with the wood seeds in my garden. And there's, you can see that I had it set up here previously because there's still some floating damage in the air. That placing the log down. If I place it down somewhere else, there's no damage. The damage is here in the air. It's really weird how that's always been a thing about this mod. Place these down facing a log, and they will start, even without power, extracting some latex. I got 12 latex in there already. They will go faster with power, so we will probably do that to them. And we're going to need some power over here anyway, because they're going to eventually eat up those acacia logs. As you can see, they're breaking. So we're going to want to put more back there. So what I've got here is an advanced block placer like we've seen before. And its area of effect, which was already on, you can see that green line there. That's the outer boundary of it. It is all the blocks that are the acacia logs in the middle. That is where it wants to put acacia logs. Well, whatever it's got in its inventory, and I'm going to give it some acacia logs. And I'm going to use some more conduit, because that stuff's pretty good, and I haven't had any troubles with it so far. So we're going to extract out. It's not as slow as pipes mod. Okay, there you go. It's not as fast as pipes mod. Scratch that, reverse it. But it's pretty handy for just setting up a little bit more complicated stuff. I've done plenty of pipes mod. I've now done Enderio's conduits. We did 2 instances of Super Factory Manager. And we've done integrated dynamics. There are 2 more mods that I haven't done for logistics like this, and we will be getting to those in this episode. All right, so once you have the latex, you need to collect it. And I'm going to do that with conduits as well. Come up the sides here and go underneath. So we'll go this way. There we go. And there's 2 things you can do with it. And the first thing is put it into a latex processing unit. Now this is going to be an insert, and all of these I need to activate their exporters. And I don't remember, does Ender.io have some sort of tool? Nutritious stick. Oh, you can soak a stick in nutrient solution and then I guess eat it. Black paper. Just seeing if there's, I don't know if the Yeta wrench lets you copy from one to another. Location printout, coordinate selector, staff of levity, staff of traveling, magnet. I don't have any of the copper alloy. Well, I probably can't do it, so we'll just have to go to each of them. Let me do this, and I'll be right back. All right, that's all of them. And if somebody knows of a tool to let you copy the settings for Ender.io, let me know in the comments. So this should be getting latex. Yep, it's already got over 3.5 buckets of latex. But it also needs water. So we'll get a sink here. And another fluid pipe. Oop. Extract out. Insert. So that should be getting the water. And it needs power. And since the fluid extractors do operate faster with power, I made some energy conduits. I'm going to place these down. Nice thing about these conduits is they can exist in the same block space as the other conduits, up to about, oh, I need one more. Conduit, energy conduit. I guess I need one more. I think you have up to 4 different types in one block location. Alright, that should hopefully be extracting from that. I'm not sure if it will, because that doesn't have any power inventory. It provides it to blocks. Let's see. Nope, it's working. Good. These should all now have power, so they're running significantly faster. And this is now making dry rubber. And what we want to do is cook the dry rubber. Let's get the rest of this. These are some camo blocks I can use to hide where it's coming through the floor. We'll use an item conduit on the top just to stay in theme. One of these, it should connect to the power. Yep, just to the power. We will give it a factory augment. It's got power. Make this an insert. This an extract always on. That should... Oh, I gotta set this thing's input at the bottom. Output in the back. And we'll place a drawer there to hold it. So that should... Oh, and auto eject out. And we will auto split across all of them. And then last but not least, I want some of the fluid to just go into storage. So I've got a tank up here that currently has 2 million millibuckets. So 2,241 buckets of latex, because this has been running for a day or two until I got ready to record. And I have got 6,000 plastic, probably more than enough at this point. So actually, yes, I'm going to change that one's color so it's not going to get any more latex. It'll all go into storage. So I'll never need more plastic than that. And I do need it as a fluid. And that is the end of that project chest, almost. Oh, I can leave it receiving, but turn it off. So run only with a redstone signal. So if I need more plastic for some reason, I can flip this switch and turn it on. Now it'll keep getting plastic, so we'll have 16 buckets in here. That won't be up there, but that's fine. And for some reason, I had 2 extra item conduits. But I don't see a reason to use them anywhere here, so I'm going to put them away. You always end up with a couple pieces left over. If it was Lego, that would be normal. They always give you extra, the little things you tend to lose. Alright, so now we've got plastic. Let's just put a bunch into my system. And there's plenty that this will be used for in the pack. Lots of machines. They all needed the plastic. Moving on. I now have 5,000 6x cobblestone. That's a lot of cobblestone. And I did not get it just from this guy down here. Oh, I broke its water. Because that's camoed. Is it going to run again? Oops, I just camoed a slab. Why does it not want to camo it again? And it's not working down there. It's like it doesn't like this tank anymore. Let me get another bucket of water. Just in case. That will fix it. Oh, that's right. I disabled it. I took out its lava. Okay, yeah, because I was trying to see. All right. So, don't need to have it running at all. I'll close that up. Put this away. Yeah, I forgot I'd completely turned that off just to test out how the new system was working for generating lava. But I was what I was using before. This is what we're going to do now. I made an infinity cobblestone cell. And I say, what? You don't have any AE. You were making circuits last time. Well, this... Oh, not that. This infinity cobblestone cell is cheap. Some quartz glass, some diamonds, water, lava, and then one 16K storage component, which is 3 of the 4Ks, and one of the circuits, and that's 9 of the 1K, which, you know, that's trivial. It is so easy to make this. So I made the other parts necessary to use it. And that includes a drive to stick it in, a ME controller to power it. I could have used an energy acceptor, I suppose, but might as well use this. And I not only made regular export buses, but I was trying to maximize speed. So instead of the regular export bus, which is pretty cheap, one of these formation cores, which are, one of the circuits, some various Certus and Fluix, some iron piston, one of those. But I also stuck it in a crystal assembler with some acceleration cards, piston, formation core. That gives you the extended bus, which is even faster. And so what I did was put 4 of them around it here. And some reason I forgot to keep my acceleration cards in the project chests. So I think if I could just crouch right-click the whole stack, each one of these will get 4 acceleration cards, which will make it even faster. But now they all need to be programmed with cobblestone. So I'm going to tap a cobblestone in there. I wonder if I had forgotten when I switched them out to be the extended export buses, if I forgot to put the accelerators in them. Oh, I guess I did. This is so much faster. Oh, wow, yeah. Let's see here. Oh, look at that. 4 X's are going up tick, 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 tick. Wait, and then the 5 X's. Tick. Give me another one. Tick. Oh, yeah. That's going to be a lot of cobble very, very quickly. I'm looking forward to seeing what that one does. Let's put this excess cobble back in here. All right, well, let that go. That'll be a whole heck of a lot of cobble. I've got something under a tarp over here, but behind it, I expanded on the wall of circuits. I added 2 more columns, one using entro crystals and one using sky steel. Now the entro crystals, they use redstone dust, just as all these other ones do. But the skystone one, which makes accumulation circuits, it needs Fluix dust, which I am now out. I forgot to lock the drawer. So let's get some more Fluix dust in it. Where did that just put it? Underneath. That was odd. We'll get some Fluix dust. And I'm going to take that out and put in just a copper. Oh, and it's locked. So unlock it, lock it. I guess I didn't need to bother. We don't even have 2,000 at the moment, but we'll fix that in a bit. So I can pop that down, but when you pick it up, it loses its programming on the back. So let me set it back to be purple and always on. That should activate this guy over here again. They're set up the same way as all these others. I rotate the top 2 and bottom 2 and turn on their auto export. And then their materials at the top, I use pink for the sky steel. exports out of the sky steel into the one that does the printing. It pushes down into here. Likewise, the silicon is printing and pushing up into here, and then the Fluix dust gets fed in the back from its drawer, and the output on green goes over to a locked drawer where we've got 611. I probably am making more of these than I really need. In fact, I think I've got enough, because I even have some in my system already. Let's empty this drawer and save the sky steel for some other things, which I'm sure I will need it for. So let's lock it so it doesn't lose its picture. All right. I'll put it back and set it back to the pink. Even though there's nothing in it, good to keep it right. And when that finishes up, it's going to be about 2 more stacks worth. So I can take some of this fluids back. Because I will be needing it for other things until I can... Come on, go. Thank you. And we'll come back to this in a little bit. Instead, let's go on to the next thing, which is in here. This is where we have the ores, which the G ores, no D. Where, as you can see, they are going like gangbusters. I made the full complement of them. Well, it's not all of them. I don't have coal. I probably should get coal. So that's ancient debris. That's silver. I may swap out silver or tin or zinc that I don't need a ton of and put in some of the other ones like coal or I don't know what other geore. What other geores? Why are they not all showing up? There it is. That was strange. Yeah, coal. Got those. Iron. Got lapis. Maybe it's... Okay, there's like sapphire, but I don't need sapphire, ruby, and topaz. Black quartz? I don't know if I need that much black quartz. So I guess that's it. Yeah. Just coal and maybe black quartz. Oh, I forgot. That's strange. I forgot one of them. I've been walking around here. I never noticed it. Growth. I need a purple. I need a red. I got acceleration cards in here. There we go. Anything else I missed? No. Clear all that. I did one other thing. Something I thought about doing. It was something I thought about doing early on when I was doing the initial Dire Things setup, the big blue glass box where it was making all the basic Dire Things materials. And that was adding Instabreak to the pickaxes. But at the time, I didn't yet have the time crystals that needs. So if I look at this, it now has the Instabreak. And the Instabreak does require time crystals and nether stars and netherite pickaxes. It's a bit more expensive. But I needed just 10 of them to make all of these Instabreak. And now It runs just a little bit faster, I think. Not quite twice as fast, but pretty good. And I've been doing some building design work. Still playing around with things. It's unfinished. But if we go upstairs here, I've got the next thing I want to set up. And it's big. It doesn't need to be. But I thought, hey, let's go full size. Okay, in here, I've got 11 stacks of Ender alternators and 23 more. And we're going to set all these up along with the auto Ender crafter. Some extra lime concrete to top it off. From what I read, these things can be up to 4 blocks away from the crafter. So that's 4 high. If I place the crafter here in the middle, all of those below it should be in range, even down the corners. And now I can build up to the top here. I got 3 left over for the hole in the middle. And going to put a nice lid on it. There we go. You know, I should put some lights up here. Let's put them on the corners. Using these charged Certus with either a cable anchor or a piece of iron. AE2. Alright, I think that looks good. Yeah, I haven't seen it all put together before, but that's pretty impressive. I'm probably going to make a second one over here, because why build one when you could build 2 at twice the price? Alright, so now I need to put the actual... Oh, it's already down there. It's the automatic one. It needs a chest on it. And to get things in and out, so I can have the absolute maximum, one of these, I guess it doesn't really matter which one. I've got a pull. This is a modular routers. It's one of the other logistics mods. I forgot we're going to have 3. 3. No one expects the router mod. So the modular router has only 1 slot buffer, and you can do a lot of things with it, but I'm going to use it to pull and push items from a distance. So I need to tell it what to pull from. This is the one that's going to be extracting the end result from this guy. And I put a chest on top. So that's going to pull from whenever there's something in the output slot of the crafter, it's going to pull it here into this buffer. And then the sender is I'm going to link it to something else, and that will pull out of this buffer and send it to whatever I click this on, and then stick it in here. I'll just set it off to the side here so I remember. To get the ingredients in there, we're going to pull them from something that I have yet to set up, and we're going to push them into this chest on top. The crafter will automatically pull items from the inventory on top of it. Now this one doesn't have any stack upgrades because it's just going to be pulling one. This one's going to be just pulling one thing out as it makes it. This one's got to load a lot of materials into it, so I've got the maximum number of stack upgrades so that it moves whole stacks at a time. Otherwise, it moves them one item at a time. When you have the whole buffer full with a stack, it takes a while. So let's move these down here underneath. I made a little room for them. Okay, I put them back in the right order. I'm going to put a chest here. And I guess I'll have an ender chest. Not that type, this type. On here for now. So the output, yep, it's already tagged to that spot. So whatever it makes will get picked up and then put into this ender chest. And that's not the right color. I want white, white, white. So that's what I use for like input into the system, though I haven't actually set that up yet. And this one is going to be taking, that's already set up right, from this chest and sending it to the crafter. So whatever gets put into this chest, and you know, I should swap it out for an ender chest too, just for the time being. I might need to set it to white too. Ender chest. Actually, I won't set that one to blue. Let's set it to green. So all green is the input, and then the output will go to all white. I also made the ultimate auto crafting table, which for now I'm just going to stick here. Not sure where I'm going to put it. This one you can do other recipes. I guess I will need to automate it because I'm going to need to make crystalline. Let's go ahead and put these last 3 in there. So this is the automatic one. So this is the top tier. I crafted it up by hand. But I also turned it into the automatic crafting one, which has these 3 numbers over here. If you set up a pattern, a recipe, in this big old crafting table, and then shift-click a number, it'll save it in that number. And then when you just regularly click, oh, doesn't still have the recipe. That's the recipe I want. Oh, won't let me shift-click that in? Really? That's too bad. All right, iron, gold, diamonds, lapis, nether stars. Iron, gold, nether stars, lapis, and diamonds. I think I got the right number of everything. So diamonds are 4 down the sides. Lapis is 5 across the top. More diamond down the side. Lapis across the bottom. Nether stars. You know, actually it might let me do the recipe. Oh, it does let me do the recipe now that I've got it in my inventory. That's why I wasn't showing it. So, one of each, and so I've got a whole stack in there, but one in each slot will get you 4 crystalline ingots. It does require power to run, but it doesn't require all these things. That crafter doesn't require any power, but it requires all these things around it. Not all. It'll work with just one. It'll just be a lot slower. So if I give this some power now, So I'll slap it on top. Oh, I should shift-click 1 so that it remembers the recipe. All right, so now it's making... Let's go ahead and take this out so you can see that it's got the recipe encoded. If I want to go to 2, it's not there. 1, it's there. So now, because it's got that recipe encoded, I can pipe items into it. Maybe? Does it care which side the items go? Let's power it from that side and try the top. This is the auto crafting table. Oh, no, it's like the other one. It wants the chest to be on top of itself. So let's just move the chest. Yep, there it goes. That's all it needed. So put all that away. We'll still need to pipe stuff out. And unfortunately, it's a little bit slower in filling itself up than the pipe would have been. As soon as it gets some gold, let's move the gold to the front. All right, now it's running. So once we get AE2 set up, we can start feeding it materials by attaching a pattern provider to this. And I'll just need a little bit of piping to pipe it back out and into the system. And we can set that up somewhere around here. Let's go ahead and test this guy. Let's get some of these crystalline ingots. Now, I briefly went to some of the pickaxes on certain ones of these and disabled, by taking it out and clicking the auto smelter, that disables the auto smelt. So now instead of getting the actual drop, we'll be getting the shard itself. So if I look at shard and I hover over the uranium here, it's going up. 800, 900. But I think I've got enough for the time being. So I'll leave that on. You can always turn it off again in the future. So with that, eventually this will be auto crafting, but for now, do it manually. 2 uraninite, iron, quartz, diamond, gold, uranium, emerald. Not sure why I'm getting 4 million zinc in here. Oh, it must have been paired with one of these other ones when I was turning things off. So I should be able to just put all these in here. I should get another 16. To make that be a whole stack. And this was set to... Okay, there's all the stuff going. Is this one off? Yeah, that one's ready. So, these away. It should be running. Unfortunately, I really can't. Oh, I can. Oh, there's nothing in it. Vibranium. There we go. That's the pattern. It's not pulling from the chest above it. Does have everything it needs. It shouldn't need power. In all my testing, it didn't need power, and it was grabbing from the chest above it. Let's get in there. Yeah, this should be working. Maybe this one needs to be piped. Let's give it a try. Maybe I had these backwards, and that was my problem. Well, when things go wrong, work it out. So if I toss in uraninite, no, it's not going in. Didn't think it would. Does it need some power in order to do the pulling? Yes. Okay, so it does, that's what the power is for. It doesn't need it for the crafting. It just needs it for the pulling. All right, so I'm going to sacrifice one more of these guys to give it some power. Where is it now? There it is. That's pretty quick. Oh, look, and it is getting pulled out. Not quite as fast as it's being created, so maybe I could put one stack upgrade in there. Get one of those. Toss it in. So that should be grabbing 2 each time. It stopped. No, it's still going. Oh, I don't think I can put things in there when I've got it open. Maybe. All right, well, it should be done now. So we've got Vibranium. Hooray. And that away. So for the first time, we've got Vibranium. And if we use that to make a block, we can then use the block to upgrade all the Modium smithing template, which I should have. Oh, I've got them all. Oh, wait, I don't have all the Modium smithing templates? Did I use them all? Template. Got a whole lot of these. I thought I had made one. All right, so now I got a bunch. I can use that, some molybdenum and this block of vibranium to make a vibranium template. Now to duplicate those, we're going to need ancient stone. We could just make more of them using the same 9 vibranium. It is more efficient to use ancient stone, but to get that, we need soul lava, which is one of the reasons why I was doing the industrial foregoing plastic. All right, so that is set up. And the reason why I might make a second one is for one of the other recipes that this thing uses. Let's look at the Ender Crafter, its uses. So vibranium. Maybe there's nothing much else that I immediately need. I think most of these other things are one-shots. I might set up a small one that I can use for manual crafting when I do need to do something. Oh, we can make plutonium dust that way. Oh, but that's Oratex plutonium dust, and it's not compatible with mechanism plutonium. All right, anyway. We now have the Mega Crafter for that, which really only does one thing, makes vibranium. Way too big to just do the one thing, but hey, it's cool looking. I'm willing to do it. All right, let me know in the comments if you like sort of what I'm doing with the build here. I'm still I sort of made this part and I just keep looking at it to see, do I like this? I like the style. I might like the style. Sort of like the way these little wall decorations came out. Moving on. So we did the bees, we did the plastic, we did the circuits. I guess it's time to pull the tarp off of this. Lunk. I want to get these off their camo blocks. So I need to hold a camo in my hand and click like that. There we go. So I was continuing on with applied energistics, and I thought, you know, there's a normal progression to the mod, but I sort of want to leapfrog. I want to, I've made so many circuits using this just because I have the materials. I didn't have those two. I had to make those two. But these three I had plenty of, so I got tons of those circuits. So might as well let's just jump right to Endgame AE. Right from the get-go. Not counting all the time I spent messing with these and messing with those, doing handcrafting. So what do I got here? All right. Actually, I do need, before I got to these, I did have to do something else. Let's go do one more, maybe two more. Yeah, maybe two more project chests in here. Now this is another not yet finished build, but I'm again trying to figure out how I want the AE2 room to look. It's got one project chest here, one there. We're not doing those yet. Left or right? We'll go right. Got a project chest down here. One of the things I'm going to need for the next step are singularities. And one of the best ways to get singularities without having AE already is pumping water. And pipe seems to be one of the best for this. I tried some of the other logistics mods. And this seemed best. Disconnect these just for clarity's sake. And then set it to extract water from the sink with maximum speed upgrades. So those are all going to be pumping water into this block up here, a matter condenser. It's not going to do anything until you give it a 64K ME storage component, which, making the infinite cobblestone cell, this takes 3 times as much in the way of storage components, because this is a 64, which takes 3 of those 16K. It can make matter balls and singularities. It's the singularities I want, which is why I'm using the 64K. If I'm just doing matter balls, it doesn't have to be that big. And you can see it's starting to go up pretty quick, pretty quick. If I did it with matter balls, there, you already got, you know, it's almost instantaneous making stacks of these things. So to get them out, I'm going to have these guys up here. I've already got 2.4 million of the matter balls when I set this up. But the singularities are a little slower. I've only got 4.3 thousand at the moment. Yeah, let's switch it to matter balls and see how fast this is going up. 200, 300, 400. That's pretty quick. But we want more of these singularities. I did need some of the matter balls, but overnight was enough. Getting more of the singularities is the goal at this point. So I'm going to put a bunch of those in the inventory. Things you can do with these. If you blow them up with TNT, I think. Yeah. You put them down with some ender dust or ender pearls and set off an explosion next to them. It will take the singularity and split it into a matched pair. You get 2 of these guys. And we will be needing to do that. That's a manual thing. You don't need a lot of them, but you do need some. What I was going to need are the shattered singularities. Those require a reaction chamber, some more ender dust, which is grind up ender pearls, skystone dust, which we're getting from sifting, with a little tiny bit of lava, and a decent amount of power, 200,000 K. And that gets you the shattered singularities. So this is done. Oh, not quite yet. If I want to have access to these elsewhere in my system, I can do the same thing I was doing for the mob farm and setting up another one of these omnidirectional connectors and get out the storage linking tool. No, not that's for sophisticated storage. I need the blue card linking tool. There it is. So if I right-click on the storage controller here from functional storage, I can then, this is set to add multiple, which means I can drag across. It's a 2-click. If it's in multiple, shift-click. If it's in signal, I can just say click and add those 2. All right, done with that, done with those. So those now should be visible in my system. Do I see matter balls? I do, right over here. Even as long as this is, the matter balls almost don't make it onto the second line with 2 million. I love those Omega storage components. I've got quite a few of the shattered singularities, 7,000, because I ran a bunch of these guys through that process. So let's go back out. No, while we're in here, let's do one more. This one's fun. I had never done this to this extent before. This was a new creation. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do this. Pieces of this, but not all of this. This is fun. And we're going to use yet another logistic system. We're going to use Laser IO. Another product from Direwolf Industries. All right, so what are we going to do here? And I have almost completely forgotten the layout for this. All right, I'm going to start here. No, that's the wrong one. Here. Ignore the fact that these drawers have a lot in them. It only needs a little bit of this to start, I think. Maybe I should start with, let's start with brand new drawers. We're just going to stick these over here for the moment. Yep, they all have quite a bit of their materials in them. And we're just going to have some temporary drawers in their place. There, there. Yes, like that. And we're going to get some starting materials. Actually, I think that's all I need to start with. No, I will need a little bit of fluix too. All right. So the laser nodes. Oh, and I didn't give this enough room. Do I want it out from the wall? I think I do want it out from the wall. I didn't give it a big enough footprint. I built this, but not here. Oh. Those aren't actual. Those are camo. These are what I want. There we go. Now I can move the drawers forward. All right, so in the middle is where we're going to be putting these laser nodes. And we're going to do them like that. And the way these things work is you link them using this laser wrench. You click one, no, shift click one, shift click one, right click the other. Shift click one, shift right click one, right click the next. Shift right click, right click, right click, shift right click, right click. All right, so we should see some red beams. The bottom three are linked together, and then each of those is linked to the one above. Doesn't matter if they're extra cross links, they're getting diagonal and so forth, but I like that little letter E laying on its side arrangement. The other thing I have is the card holder, which I've set up with a bunch of the item cards, fluid cards, counting filters, basic filters, node overclockers, and card overclockers. Which I guess I can put like that to keep it similar. These things are sided. Each one of these red faces is a different unit. So if I click that side there that's facing the drawer, I see its connection. It's west. So if I look that way, yeah, that way is west. If I click the top, then I'm looking at the up. You can also flip between the tabs. So if you can't reach a particular side, you can click some other side and then jump to its tab. So what I want to do is we're going to pick up some items. So if we put this in here and then right click it, These are the settings. Now I'm going to have to try and remember what I did here. We want to extract from the drawer. And this will be the light blue channel for Certus. Yeah. And we're going to do card overclockers, 4 of them. That lets us take it up to a full stack. Without the overclockers, the most you can do is 8. Add 1, 16, 2, 32, 3, 48. So each one brings it up 16 for more or less. All right. And I don't need to put a filter in this one because it's pulling from here. And there's only one thing it can do. And now you'll see a green for item connecting to the drawer. Next, I'm going to get a crushing factory. There we go. From mechanism. Oh, and it's got stuff in it. That's not the one that I want then. All right, this one will do. This is the one that I want. And it shouldn't have charged in it. Let's get that charged out of there. It's a waste of charged. Must have happened when I was tearing it down. So it's going to need Certus. And it's going to grind it down into Certus dust. There, just get rid of it all. So we're going to need to take the Certus from in here and put it into the crushing factory. So now I can click over here, place this in there, right-click it, and it's going to start pushing things into it as soon as I change it to the right channel. And I don't want it to do that quite yet. So I'm going to say when redstone is high. So it's not going to connect quite yet. Oh, and it needs to be, yeah, it's insert. That one is extract. Good. All right. So it's going to take Certus out of there and put it into here to be ground down into Certus quartz dust. It is also going to put things in here, a reaction chamber. So if I click on that side, we're going to get another item card. And this one we're going to put a counting filter. I'm going to get a stack of Certus. Let's go in here, and I'm going to also make that redstone high for the moment. Oh, no, I can't do that. One stack, and then shift left click to go up by 10, regular left click to go up by 1. So I went it to 128. So this says counting filter will try and keep exactly 128 Certus in here. Let's go back to, what was that, south. And I'm going to set its priority. We'll leave it at 0 for the moment. I may mess with priority. All right, now it's output. So we need another one of these. This is going to extract. Let's make this one cyan. This will be for the charged Certus. So if you put a stack of Certus in here, it's going to charge it. So now we're going to extract the charged Certus. And we want to make sure it takes out a stack at a time. We'll go to this side, and we're going to say we're going to insert it. Cyan, insert, and that's it. Okay, so this is taking out regular Certus, putting some of it in here, and I should tell it to round robin true. So we'll put some in here. It'll also put some in here. The ones that go in here will get charged and placed in this drawer, which I should prime and lock these. There we go. All right, so now we've got charged Certus up here, and we've got Certus dust over here. Time to combine those down here. So we're going to do an extract. And let's make this orange. And we're just going to extract whatever's in there, but we are going to make it as fast as possible. I should check. These are all the extracts have a full, yeah. There's no other extracts in there yet. I always want to put a full stack upgrades in there for anything that's doing the extract. So we're extracting an orange. Also want to extract here on orange. And it doesn't need any sort of filter because it's going to just do whatever the output is. Now this is a mechanism machine, so we need to look at its. So we have input at the. Let's swap those. So we have input at the top, output at the bottom. So over here we have input. We're going to say on the upside, yeah. And then the extraction is on the downside. Now they're lighting up because it's actually able to connect. And this extraction is on orange. Yes. All right. It's not extracting yet because it has nowhere to go. That's what we're going to do on this side down here. So this is going to be an insert. I don't want it to go yet because we're going to set up a counting. And we're going to say 128 Certus quartz dust. And 128 charged Certus. And they're both on orange. So we'll be taking charged Certus from here on orange, which you can't see on the lines. And the Certus quartz dust, I'll be putting it in here. Okay. What is that going to make? Well, put those together in there. Oh, that's the wrong one. We're going to have to give it some power, and we're going to have to give it some water. So the water I'm going to place here. I guess we'll do it on this guy here. We're going to extract. I'm going to do a Control-Shift-Click Control Shift left click. How much can we do? 40 buckets at once with the full set of stack upgrades. We're going to do round robin. And we'll make this... Actually, we'll just leave it on white because it doesn't matter. This is a fluid channel. So now anything that needs fluid... don't think that one needs fluid, but I think this recipe needs fluid. So we'll add a fluid insert. I don't even need to change it. It's already filled up with water. And we're also going to need power. And I think the easiest way to do that is just to give everything their own power plug. I think that's what I was doing before. Because this takes a good bit of power. It needs its own power plug. I could use laser I/O to deliver the power, but some of the machines need a lot. I'm not sure what the throughput is for that. Easier just to put a couple of points in these spots. I got 2 more reaction chambers, and I got 2 more grinders. Wrong one. There we go. So actually this thing's got power and water. It has created Certus quartz. You think, but we put Certus quartz in. Why are we trying to get Certus quartz out? And that's because if you look, I had a stack of each. They've gone down by 16 and 16, but we got 64. So that was 32 that went in, either charged or ground up. We get 64 out. This is doubling the Certus quartz in exchange for power and water. So the output from this, let's put the water down the corner. The extraction from this can go into orange, and we'll do an insert over here on orange. So 834, 835. Oh, still need to put the speed upgrades and take this up to a full stack. That should empty out the stack. Makes a new one, that's gone. That's putting it over here. Now I have it outputting on orange, which is the same that the... Oh no, so that's doing it on blue. It should be on blue, not orange. Okay. So as it pulls the Certus out of there, it can go into the crusher or up here. I haven't seen that get anything yet. Oh, it's still on white, that's why. It has to be on light blue. That one's on light blue. All right, I think we can go ahead and make everything functional that I had disabled. Which are all the dark green beams. All right, they're all lit up. That's got, okay, so this one does need some water as well. Wasn't sure. Now it's got water, and there it's going. Okay, so that's going down, but it should. Oh, this has not got stack upgrades. Let's see, extract. Yep, forgot those. Get that Certus going down here. It's still not going at full speed. Extract. Oh, yeah, because I also have to do that. All right, so now it's making Certus again. We completely ran out. Now we've got 273. So we'll see if it can recover, or if I need to give it a little bit more feedstock. Looks like it's going to do okay. Let's see how it does. Everything's got what it needs, except that one. I should, on this extraction, also set round robin, just so that it'll also place it between everything. And actually, yeah, I am doing it a little bit different than I did before. Before it was the output to from this that went to those two machines, and if with higher priority, round robin. And once they had what they wanted, the excess went down here, and I never pulled from here. But now it's going in here. There's extra. Oh, and I can do speed upgrades. They need speed upgrades. Whoop, not inside. There we go. That'll start. Oh, yeah, there it goes. Now it's going up. Now it's going up. I already got 1,000 charged. Actually, maybe we just slow this one back down again. We want to keep some regular as well. And it was doing better, I think. I don't think I had any upgrades in that one, and it was doing pretty well. You can, by putting more upgrades in there, you can rebalance which of these two you want more of. Yeah, I think that's working. But why do I have 2 more sets? Because I'm only using these over here. Well, we're going to make more fluix. And one of the recipes to make fluix uses a reaction chamber. You can do it with redstone and nether quartz like you would in water. But you can also take fluix dust, half a stack, and charge Certus quartz crystal, half a stack, and turn it into regular fluix. Now that's not doubling, per se, because I'm using 64 stuff to make 64 stuff. But half of it is fluix. The other half is charged Certus, which we're making over here, an excess. So we're going to use some of that excess to make more fluix. So let's set that up. We're going to extract it from the drawer, and we're going to insert it, and we'll make this purple magenta. Yep, so that'll insert. Oh, and we need to say into the up, and we'll do the same reversal of those two. So input at the top, output on the bottom. So we've got an input on the top. We're going to get an output on the bottom, and this one will be purple. So we're going to extract, and we'll round robin, sure, why not? Take it out quickly. Oh, and yeah. So purple on the side is down. So that's going to extract the fluix dust, which we want to put, I guess we'll come in on this side, which is the west, and we'll switch to the east. And we will insert from the purple. So that will put, oh no, it needs to have a card. So east, we want a card like this. If we take some of this Fluix out, put it in here, we say we want 2 stacks of Fluix in there. There's probably going to be a lot in there because, yeah, it just dumped it all in there. It's all right. We can always use some back home. That's half the recipe. It now needs some charged Certus. So that is being extracted on orange. Did I round robin that one? Now I have. So that is also going to be inserting, well, that's going to be the wrong color. So it'll have to be a separate insert. Orange. $128. There's probably a lot in there because I didn't do that. I got it fast enough. And it needs some water. So, get where I can see it. Add a water. Now that should be running. And it's making Fluix. And that'll go into this drawer. So let's go ahead and set up its inserter. And we'll use the first color that's not being used for anything, yellow. So down there, do an extract, yellow, do round robin just for completion, full up. That should now be putting the Fluix that it makes into here. Yes, it is. And then the last thing we need to refill that. So we'll do it on yellow as well. So we're going to oh no, we did that. We wanted that to be on purple, didn't we? What was the color on the insert? Yeah, it was the magenta. So I guess we'll do the extract not on yellow, but magenta. And then the inserter here, not on yellow, but magenta. And then this exporter will be magenta. That'll go up here. So this can get filled with storehouse, Fluix, or the output from this. And when this thing makes new, it'll try putting some of it up here, and the rest will go in here, because this will always have room once I get upgrades. That's already filled up to the max, and has that. So this thing is going to back up, and that's going to back up and stop. That's fine for the moment. That is going down. Well, that's because it's got to fill all that. And it has now. And this needs upgrades, speed upgrades. So it's falling behind. There we go. Now it's going up. All right, so we've got Certus being made. We've got charged Certus being made. We've got Fluix being made. I could also make Certus quartz dust and Fluix dust being saved somewhat. But that'll make it a little bit harder to balance everything so we have an excess of all parts. We could do it, but I'd have to experiment with that. And the episode's getting along, so let's finish this last section. And that is making Intero. To make Intero with the reaction chain, you can make it just by tossing Intero dust in with a Fluix crystal. And to get the Intero dust, you have to, here we go. You take a budding intro, let's just do it like this. Intro. You have to make the budding hardly half, mostly. Where's the full one? Anyway, you make the seeds. Ender dust, grinding up some ender, sand, redstone, glowstone, skystone. That gets you ender seeds. You take a fluix block, a block of fluix in the world, right-click with an entero seed, and it turns into a budding... Oh, this is the fluix. Don't even see the entero. I guess this is it. Yeah. You get this budding thing. It only lasts for a little while, and then it dries up, and you just get a block of certus. So you start with a block of fluix, hit it with a seed, it grows crystals, these guys, the clusters. You let them grow all the way up, you break them. That gives you the entro crystals. And eventually it will fade away to just a block of certus. You only have to do this a few times to get enough of this entero crystal to let you start duplicating it. So what we're going to do is entero dust and fluix crystal with a bit of water in a reaction chamber. Familiar? Should be. So I am going to need a stack to start here. Actually, I'll just have a stack for ease of purpose. So there's already a whole lot of dust in here. But we'd put our starter in there. Let's pick a color here. Lime. Extract. Round robin. Full up. Max speed. It's going to go into the crusher. So insert lime. Insert on the top side. Let's make sure input on the top, output on the bottom. Input on the top. And we're going to want to put a counting filter in there. No, not on this one. No counting filter. Just fill it up. All right, a little faster because it's such a late episode here. So we're going to take out the dust. We're going to put it down here. And we'll pick a different color for the dust. We'll go with regular green. This we do want. Let's grab some. We do want a counting filter because we don't want too much of it. Do 2 stacks as usual. We're also going to need fluix, but that's going to come in on a different color. So we'll make a separate guy for that, which will have another counting filter. 128. And that should be on magenta. Yes. So we've got that. Now we just need to get the extractor on this one, which is green. Extract, round robin, stack, size. Oh, and on the downside. And there we go. We got the entero in there. Now it needs water. Give it water. That should be running. It is. Give it some upgrades. We've got entero crystal. Now we're going to need to extract that out. And what color is that going to be? We'll just do light gray. I'm going to give it full speed, round robin, all the way up. Actually, no, it should be the same color that this is, which is lime. Because it can also go into the crusher. So this, easy to go around again, probably. Lime. Yep, it's making it. And it's filling it up back up in here. And now we just need an inserter, which I left room for, on lime. Now that should be going up as well. That is it. That's gotten to 2K. It's using a little bit of that to keep the fluix up, so it's using some of the fluix to make the Antero, which is already over 1,000. All right. I think once that hits 2K, everything should stop. That should catch up. It is a little disconcerting that it's going down. So maybe this should run a little bit slower. So that has time to keep up. Otherwise, this will keep going up and that'll go down to 0. All right, well, let's put the real drawers in. Nice thing about the laser I/O is that it should remember all the settings, even when you pick up the inventory it's attached to. And I will work on emptying out these drawers. I'll just empty them into my main system. Those in there. That away. That away. Yeah. That is a duplication system for 4 of our main crystals. And I do have on tap Certus. It's making more than it needs. Fluix, which is not making more than it needs. And Antero, which is making more than it needs. That's probably the Fluix that I need the most dust of. I'd probably just make a separate place to grind up what I need. Yeah, the Antero definitely was running faster than the... Yeah, I'm going to turn that completely down. I've got 200,000 of that and only 7,000 Fluix. I got 1.6 million of this, so it wasn't all running at the same time. I had this one set up first, and then I was adding the more. Actually, I think I set this one up first, but it wasn't connected to everything, so it stopped. And then I started from that end and built into the middle. All right, looks like the Fluix is now going up, which is good. I want the Fluix to go up. That one is fine. I don't think I'll need any more than that, really. I will need more Fluix, though. All right. That's the end of that one. We will have to come back tomorrow to do these. Well, it won't be tomorrow, but next time. Now, if you wanted me to keep going and do the next part, say so in the comments. But I don't want the episodes to be too long. I know a lot of people said long is fine. I can pause. I can come back later and finish it. But it does make the editing a little harder. 5.3K. All right. That was a lot of stuff, but there's still more to do. I have to actually start setting up an AE system to actually use for automation. But like I said, if I'm going to do it, I want to do it all the way. Jump to Endgame immediately. And that's what we're going to do next time here on All the Mods Tend to the Skies. So, until next time, this is Nonsanity saying take care be good, and see you next time.